Dr. Sanjeev, let's talk about, before talking about the book, let's talk about the concept within the book. Like, what's the main core element or core message in the book? There should be one really important message. What would that be?
True. Uh, First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to have this dialogue. And I personally believe that the core message is that how do we maximize our life? When we say maximize life, it's not only an expression, it's a way to live a fulfilling, successful, and happy life. Now, that's what we all want, but how to get it, how to achieve it, and how to make life more happy, successful, and contented, that is what this book tries to explain and guide people.
God. And you also have talked about Ikigai, and you are a certified Ikigai coach in India as well. I think you're one of the, or maybe the only coach in India, we don't know. So, what is it about Ikigai and what this concept is about, and why you have included this in the book?
Okay, that's the core of this book, and that is the core of my life now, because in Ikigai I found my Ikigai, as I was sharing with you earlier also. Ikigai, as some of us probably would be knowing, that is a Japanese life philosophy, and globally 90% people, as per the research data available, are not aware of their purpose of life, or they are not able to live up to the purpose of their life. Now, in case you don't know the purpose of life, then it is like a radarless movement. You are living, but you don't know what for. And I think Ikigai, the place from in Japan from where it originated, the average age of people is over 100 years.
Really?
And that is average. So there will be people who are having 120 and 140 years of life also, and 110, 98, and so on. There are companies in Japan which are 1500-year-old, 1800-year-old, and 1200-year-old. Now, for the people world over, it's very difficult to understand and accept that organizations are surviving for 1200 years or 1500 years or 1800 years. But that is a matter of fact. So, why it happens there and why it does not happen elsewhere? Why they are able to live 100 years, why we are not able to live globally 100 years? It is primarily because they have found the purpose of life. They live with the purpose of life. And that is what we all have to have. It's like you get up in the morning and you don't have any purpose. You don't know what to do. And the moment you have a purpose, that brings the excitement, that brings the energy, that brings the happiness. And that is what is needed by everyone. So we all want it, but we don't know how to go there, how to get it. Okay. And that is what Ikigai helps you in getting. So that's the core of my coaching. That's the core of this book, as well as another book that I have written on Ikigai only.
Ikigai. Yeah. Okay. So why is it? Why do you think it is important to figure out the purpose? Can't we just live in the moment?
Even to live in the moment, you need to know what you are aiming to get out of that moment. You see, it's like you step out of your house and you don't know where to go. So what will happen? You will be wandering all over the place. And the moment you know where you have to go, then you will decide route, you will decide how to go, by car, by bus, by train, by walk. You will know the distance, you will know the time that it will take, and then only you will be able to reach there. Otherwise, you will be going all over the place without actually reaching any destination. So it's as simple or as complex as just knowing your next step, where to go and how to go.
So when we about this book, why is it called the art of self-maximization? Why is it not the science of self-maximization? I'm just curious to.
Very interesting question, Ram. Basically, living life itself is an art. It's not a science. Because what happens when we are born on planet Earth, it is said that you are born twice. Once physically, and second time when you realize the purpose for which you are born. So that makes it that much simpler and clearer. So in my book also, if you see, there are 5 chapters into it. The first one starts with Ikigai, that you need to get the purpose of your life. The second one tells you that how do you manage yourself. Now you have realized the purpose of your life. Now how do you actually organize yourself to reach there. The third is on law of attraction, which I think you are also very firm believer. So law of attraction tells you that the nature has given you in abundance. Now how do you maximize it? How do you get best out of it? The fourth one is that when you organize yourself, when you get the best from the universe also, even then there will be failures.
Exactly.
And when those failures happen, you need to understand that it is not a failure, it is only a redirection, that you are going in a wrong direction. Just recorrect your way and you will reach your destination. And the fifth one tells you how do we take those small, simple steps to reach there. And that is called Kaizen in the Japanese work culture. So that's how this book flows. And I think that that's the whole flow of life as well.
Absolutely. And Kaizen, as you rightly pointed out, I think that is small steps taken in a direction each and every day that gives you that overall improvement.
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. So, did you happen to do any thorough research for this book? If you did, like what kind of research went into creating this message?
To be honest, for almost last 30 years since I am in the corporate world, because I started my career with Honda Motor Company, and that's a Japanese firm, as we all know. So there has been an influence of the Japanese work culture, because I found that they are so organized, so planned in whatever they do. So what happens that because of that thoroughness of planning, the output is much better than what we in normal course do in India or anywhere else. So that's how I started getting impressed by their life approach, life value system, and the work approach. And that is where I realized that Kaizen, of course, I read long back, and I started practicing actually long back. And then I read about it. Then Ikigai, of course, happened very recently, about 5-6 years back, and I became India's first licensed Ikigai coach. The intent was that how do you not only integrate all these learnings of life, which I had been having with my 34 years of corporate journey now, how do you integrate all your learnings in a structured manner, and what should be that framework? So that framework came from Ikigai, and Kaizen tells us how to reach there, and Ikigai tells you what to get. Law of abundance and self-maximization, these are the things which help us in bridging these gaps. So overall, in an integrated manner, this becomes a very, very easy to understand, easy to implement guide for everyone who reads it. That how do we maximize our own self? Whatever, we all have our own unique strengths. We all have some of our traits given to us by nature, and if we are able to identify them, it's like if Amitabh Bachchan starts playing cricket or Sachin Tendulkar starts acting, they may not be where they are.
Exactly.
They became living legends in their lifetime only because they pursued their purpose. They followed their dream, and the moment that flow comes in, then the productivity comes, the positivity comes, and the creativity comes. So that's as simple.
Fantastic, very well said. Productivity, creativity. I mean, the connection was. See, the thing is, most people who are creative, I'm just observing, they struggle with productivity. People who are trying to be productive, they struggle with creativity at the same time. They have to have someone tell them what to do. So they are good at doing, but they are not good at finding or figuring out on their own. So is this book like trying to bridge the gap between these two things?
Certainly yes, because the intent is how do you maximize yourself, your caliber, your innate possibilities. We all have indefinite possibilities within us. The only thing is that somewhere we are not able to identify and capitalize on them. So how do you do it? That is what this book tells. That is what Ikigai philosophy tells. And that is how you realize your real worth. You identify that where my passion, my mission, my profession, and my vocation, they all cross connect. And wherever that cross connect, that becomes your Ikigai. And that is how you are able to lead a fulfilling life.
So it is important to figure out all these four elements: mission, vision, profession, and
Vocation.
Okay. Can you explain a little bit more on how anyone can just start thinking on these lines?
Yeah, you can take any example. We say for me, I take my example. Uh, Now for me, as I said, I have got my ikigai in ikigai, so that becomes my mission, right? Now I train myself as a ICF or a coach or a ikigai coach or a NLP practitioner, so that I can take it as my profession also, right? But currently, till I am taking it as a profession, I am already doing that coaching. I am already writing a book, so it has become my vocation.
Vocation.
In any case, currently already, and now because my mission is aligned, my profession is aligned, my vocation is aligned, so that is how this becomes my mission, and I'm able to achieve it. And that is how it happens with everyone globally, every individual, whether Amitabh Bachchan or Tendulkar or any other example that I take. The celebrities are able to identify. For example, you see in these reality shows these days, so many young kids of 5 years, 7 years, 10-year old dancing so brilliantly or singing so brilliantly. Now, how are they able to do? Because they have identified their innate quality. Now, everyone is not that lucky, or everyone probably is not able to identify or capitalize on it. And by this book, my intent is that we should be able to identify our innate capabilities, and we should be able to capitalize at our own by reading it. So at that point of time, your realization comes within you. Now, if you want to pursue it and go further, then obviously you have different tracks to follow. So coaching is one. So you can come to me and I can coach, or anyone else wherever you wish. You want to go and learn and understand that how do I capitalize and build on my these innate capabilities and traits.
Got it. So if there is, let's say there are people who are not sure what they are doing, who are not happy with what they are doing, who may be struggling with what they are doing, maybe they have a misalignment with some
Absolutely.
of these.
One of the cross point is missing.
So the best way to solve this is start with the art of self-maximization. That will be your intro. Like you will get introduced into these concepts, and then what happens?
Then the next stage is that like I have founded this Academy for Self-Maximization. So that is the next stage. So you have understood the art of self-maximization. Then if you want to take it further and enrich your life further, and if you want to capitalize on your natural talents and capabilities, then you can come to us in Academy for Self-Maximization, and we will coach you to be a coach yourself, so that not only that you realize your value, your traits, your capabilities, and make your life fulfilling, rather you can guide others also. So the intent is to build this a happy community around, because as we all know that more than cancer, depression is killing people, more than heart attack or diabetes or accidents. Today the biggest killer globally is depression. Now, I think to get out of it, it is very important for all of us to realize our purpose and then move in that direction to live a fulfilling life. The moment that is there, then you are successful and you are happy. And at the end of the day, again, there was a research which was conducted by, globally by different agencies. They all say that the two core things which every human being aspires for, one is the happiness, another is the contentment. Okay. And now happiness and contentment, how do you get? When you realize your purpose. So it is all interdependent and interlinked. So one step you take at a time. Read this book, you understand your purpose, then you also understand that what are those small steps I have to take. Once you start taking and you want to take this journey forward, enrich it further, then you can also come to the academy, be a certified coach, and our courses are globally accredited, nationally accredited, and maybe at 1/4 or 1/5 or 1/6 of the cost that normally the globally recognized courses are available, because we know that we are from a developing country, so it will help them. And intent is that more and more people should get connected with it.
Exactly. See, we all say that if you want to really learn something, you have to start teaching that subject. So that's when you put lot of effort into really trying to understand, because if you want to teach it to someone, you have to know it better. So that way, if you want to learn something, if you want to learn how to read a book, maybe you have to write a book. That's what
Correct.
the book is all about. So, Art of Self Maximization is a book for anyone who wants to figure out what is the purpose of their life,
Absolutely.
what is the purpose of their existence, and how to not only identify but also improve on their
Improve.
strengths.
Yeah. So start working. Take those simple, small steps to enrich your life. Find your purpose and live a contentful and happy life.
Plus, learn it and also teach it to others.
Teach others. Yes, that is
That's
the
when
purpose.
you actually get it.
Yeah. So we call it global coachpreneur community.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So coachpreneur is a word that I had coined because you need to have the entrepreneur approach also, and of course you have to have the coaching capabilities. And if you have both, then you can be a coachpreneur, or you can only be a coach, or you can only be an entrepreneur, where you spread it by appointing different coaches. So there are different kind of opportunities which, if you, I mean, anyone who is listening to us can visit our website selfmaximization.com and they can get more details.
Absolutely. So now that you have written this book, so this book is available all over the world to purchase and read. So once people read this, so what will be the next step? How do they get in touch with you? Is there a website?
Yeah,
I said there is
yeah,
a website.
yeah. So there is a website, selfmaximization.com, and there are three kind of opportunities. One is that, of course, you get coached. So we have different coaches on our panel. I coach myself also,
Okay.
so we can do that. People will learn. Second is to be a coach. So you become a globally accredited certified coach yourself,
Okay.
an Ikigai coach or a coach in art of self maximization. And once you become, that is the second one, and the third one is a coachpreneur, that you appoint another 10 coaches, and it's something very nicely developed commercial business model also, where people get 100% return on their investment. So you are very comfortable that you actually earn what you have invested, and at the same time with a 100% return, and then keep spreading it further, because now you have got your happiness, so you can keep spreading that happiness all around.
Absolutely, because the concepts shared within the book are obviously they are proven beyond doubt, and the ideas and strategies that are shared within the book are also proven that to work. I mean, it has worked for you, it has worked for hundreds of thousands of people around the world. So, and it is also a possibility that you may end up making a business out of this.
True, absolutely. That's why I said the word coachpreneur. That is
Yeah.
what it means.
Yeah.
So you have a tremendous commercial proposition, because actually this coaching, online coaching, is already around 20,000 crore
yes.
worth of business opportunity, and by 2030 it is projected to be around 80,000 crore. Okay, so that's the growth opportunity, and that's the market that coaching business is having. So I would suggest many people, because you see what in last couple of years of pandemic we have all seen, there has been so much of loss of job, loss of lives.
Correct.
And people have gone back to their small towns. Now they may not have a career opportunity or a business opportunity there. So we are trying through this, that from their home only, at their own time convenience, they can do this coaching online, and the whole world is their market. So they can make a tremendous business opportunity also for themselves. So it is earning while spreading happiness. I don't think there can be anything better than that. That it makes a commercial sense also, and it also makes a social impact. So I think everyone should be doing that.
Absolutely. And this coaching that they get is now probably in English.
Right now it is in English,
But
and
the concept they learn can also be
translated
used
into
in,
every.
used in
So it
any
is
other
universal.
language. Universal.
Concept is universal. It's a Japanese philosophy as such.
Exactly.
We have learned it in English, and after understanding, people can communicate it in Hindi or any other regional language or global languages as they want.
As well. So, folks, Art of Self Maximization is the book that if you want to help yourself and also help other people, and also maybe use it as a way to have another source of income if you are interested in, not mandatory, but if you are interested to take it up as another source of income, that could be another possibility as well. So it all starts with getting the book and reading it and getting to know the author, Dr. Sanjeevv Kumar Khanna here, and also his book and the concepts within the book. It all starts with heading over to your nearest bookstore, online, offline, Amazon, Flipkart, wherever the book is available. Just go to Google, search for the book titles, Art of Self Maximization, or even search for the author's name. You will get to see all of his books, and start with buying and reading a copy of your book. And then the next step is to contact the author or go to their website and take that next beautiful step that you want to take.